This content is for kids.
It's not for kids.
Isn't that what I said?
No, it's not for kids. If you are 13 years or younger, this is not for you. Do I have to kill somebody in order to actually make that point across?
No, man, you don't have to kill no one.
Wait a second.
Oh, no.
We return to our planet. The High Court may well sentence you to torture.
He likes movies, we like movies. SeptumSin versus the world. SeptumSin versus the world. SeptumSin versus the world. SeptumSin versus the world.
I'd buy that for $1.
Greetings! You're watching SeptumSin vs. the World. I'm SeptumSin, and we're here for another First Impressions, that show where I see something for the first time and I let you know my first thoughts, not long after I have seen the item in question. It has to be on physical media, but that's what I like. So today's first impression is on Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City. Now this is one that's already got a reputation that precedes it quite well, and has maintained a very high price tag to the point where I was like, I don't want to pay more than $10 for this. But enter Black Friday of this year, finally it fell to that price, so I was able to get a copy of my own, and now I can enjoy it in the safety of my home. Essentially the plot is you have two things going on. You've got Raccoon City, this place where there's a lot of people who seem to be all sick with something. The big hiring agency that once supplied the place is pulling out, but there's still some weird stuff going on, including a strange death going on at a mansion. So we enter our STARS Alpha team, going out to the mansion to investigate, but we also have a rookie cop and the sister of one of our Alpha Team agents deal with the Raccoon City outbreak and trying to survive. Well, you know, plot-wise, I understand why they went with what they went. They wanted to get all the big shots in together. They didn't want to start at the beginning. They wanted to try and get it all there, so they mixed the stories from Resident Evil 1 and 2 to the best of their ability and threw it out there. Did it succeed? Not really. It's kind of felt kind of rushed. I feel like they would have been better off trying to reboot this series by. I know the Resident Evil 2 game had just gotten big praise at the time. They were trying to capitalize on that. But I really do think that one, they really could have done better by starting off slow. Shoot, there's novelizations of these things. You can take the novelizations and run with those, and you can do a movie pretty well. I'd say start like that. Maybe start with 0. Maybe start with 1 if you don't want to do 0, which I understand if you don't. And then go forward. This is just kind of, we want everything. We want to have our cake, we want to eat it too, and end up there. I also find the kind of making Leon a kind of incompetent dude. I feel bad about him on that. I feel bad for the character. I kind of feel bad about what they did with Wesker. I did feel like there were some pretty interesting things. At least the people who did this played the games. I really don't think that the people who made the other movies played the games. But was this as accurate or as good as the CGI films? No. Was this as good as the Mila Jovovich films? Sadly, no. This was... But it wasn't as bad as everything there, because some of the plot points worked out. I understood what they were doing, and there were a lot of little Easter eggs specifically for the fans. So, if you're a fan of the games and you watch this, you could tell they were speaking a little bit out towards those people. As far as acting is... I mean, it's okay in pieces, but it definitely falls flat here and there. And I've had some of these B movies have better acting than I've seen here. It was okay at best, and that's not good. When you're spending the amount of money you were spending on doing this, you need to get some decent acting out of the people, at least up to the okay tier. And it went from okay at times to bad at the rest of the times. So I don't know what to say about it. Special effects were good to bad. I mean, the good was when it was passable. I did like how they did do the head turn, and I kind of like the idea that they had with the zombies kind of being slowly infected over time. And that did kind of look good. A lot of the CGI effects, they were very dated, which is sad considering this is a fairly recent film. And I was not as impressed with this. There were a couple of practical effects that were pretty decent, but for the most part, this was passable at best. I've seen better in lower budget movies. And it kind of took me out of the experience a little bit. Then there was the music, which music is fine. Music did its job, was pretty decent. Again, not one I want to listen to all the way, but I'd say overall, okay. Well, that's I guess I should say who I think should see us. I think if you're a really big Resident Evil fan, you could do worse. Just go in knowing that this is not the best film at any point, and at any point in time, this is not the best film to watch. But I think you'll enjoy looking for the Easter eggs. I think you'll be okay with it. Don't pay more than what I paid for it, and I think you'll be fine. If you kind of like good movies with high budgets that fall on their faces, this might be one of those things. That's about it. I can't really see anybody else really digging this in any other way. It's not a great movie by any means. It's an okay movie at best. Bad movie most of the time. But that's all we have for you today. Hope you've enjoyed this. If you did, click that like button, hit that subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.